Really nothing over the last 10 days other than, get away from this football team and, the right was taken away from you to be a part of this. I knew, I really determined early on really how long the suspension would be. Now, with that said, moving forward, just like other members of this team, but probably specifically them, they have some criteria they have to meet moving forward to remain a part of this team. So they're back. They're both really, really fine young men. I think they learned a valuable lesson. I said in this program, everybody's treated the same. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a walk-on, you're a scholarship guy. Certainly, I appreciate the fact that both those players are paying their own way to school. But if you want to be treated like a scholarship player, then you act like a scholarship player. So there's no different set of rules for anyone. But, I'm glad both those guys are back. I think they'll end up being contributing members of this team. And there's no criteria on them moving forward. They started on a scout team. They start over completely. But I'm not going to say they can't play in X number of games or whatever. I mean, they're back, and if they earn their way back, they'll be back on the field.
You had said that Vega was the backup before all this had happened. Is that...
Yeah, I never, unless maybe I misspoke. I never saw David Vega as the anointed backup quarterback. I think what I meant to say was David Vega had put himself in a position to compete for the backup job. Certainly, Quentin McCown has taken advantage of David Vega's absence, as has Cole Gauchi. So, if I did misspoke, I want to make it clear. I mean, we've never really created a depth chart, but I think that David Vega had done some good things that put him in contention, really for the first time since he's been here, to be the backup.
Right, must be relieved as far as having another quarterback to stand under center with BR. And by the way, how is BR doing?
BR, we told him to stay home today. The first day of classes, he's a little bit fatigued. He's had no reoccurring symptoms, but just to keep him off his feet, keep him rested, and just try to get him back as soon as we can.
It's being reported online that Donnie Duncan has left the team. Correct?
Yeah, Donnie Duncan came in to see me this morning. I talked to him, really tried to talk about the reasons I thought he should stay, even though right now he's behind some young players on the depth chart. And I know that's a hard dose of reality, when all of a sudden there's younger guys ahead of you. But I think he's a talented player, and I wanted Donnie Duncan to stay. But again, I wished him well. He came back later in the afternoon, told me that he had just decided to leave, probably going back to California, going to junior college. So anything I can do to help him, because I really like Donnie Duncan. I think he could have helped us on special teams. But the reality is, he is behind some young guys that haven't been here very long. But I would like to have seen him fight through it, because I think he could have helped this football team and helped himself by staying, to be quite honest.
You talked about the guys starting over and then, doing some other stuff to fulfill their requirements to you because of the disciplinary action. When they start over, or is it, I know you said you weren't going to put a number on how many games they get in and stuff like that, but in a sense, could they get in, like even the first game, if they're doing well and they're doing everything you asked of them?
Yeah, obviously they're behind because they missed what amounted to probably 8 or 9, 10 days. But, yeah, I'm not going to, they've served their penalty, and so to speak, they've served their time. So if they can go down on that scout squad and they can pass up someone ahead of them with the limited reps they're going to get with the ones and twos, then if they can help us win, I've got no reason to hold them back. When I let them back, I let them back. So the only criteria is you're not going to line up ahead of somebody that's been here for the last 10 days when you haven't been here. You did it to yourself. Somebody moved ahead of you. Now you start over. But if you can pass them, I've got no grudges. If they can do it, they'll be back on the field.
How does the offense change from, if BR isn't back, or what are you anticipating for when he's going to be back and how it's going to change?
I'm hopeful BR is going to be back and playing the first football game. And from all the reports from the doctors that have been involved, obviously, in these kind of cases before, they think that medication can cure it. And normally it's a week to 10-day type of process. But again, every situation's unique. Not everybody that's had this condition has played college football. So there's not as many cases to study of guys that starting in a major college football program at quarterback that are dealing with this. But hopefully BR is going to be back full speed within the next week. And certainly if anyone's watched us practice, we'd be just like any other school where when you take a fifth-year quarterback off the field and you put 2 guys out there, really 3 guys potentially with Vega being back that have never taken a college snap, it changes dramatically. So BR is very important to our football team. But, the positive is we have dealt with it now for the last several days, and these young quarterbacks have had to step up and go. And I think they're gaining the other players' confidence and gaining some confidence themselves. But make no mistake about it, there's a dramatic difference in our team without B.R. Holbrook on that field.
Could you talk about the way Andrew Rock was playing and how he's changed that position like that?
He's been a good addition to our football team. You talk about a player who received the last scholarship. We watched him through high school, and the reality is he was the last guy we gave a scholarship to. And he's come in here. He's provided a lot of energy. The players really respond to him. He's a unique personality. We started him out at offensive tackle, offensive guard. He did play nose guard in high school. We moved him over to nose guard just to get a 340, 350-pound guy in there. And he doesn't look like the prototypical guy right now. But he can stand in there and play the A-gap. He gives us some toughness in there. I'm glad he's in the program. Now, he, like a lot of those guys, all those young defensive linemen, they really should be on the scout team, and we shouldn't even be worrying about them until next spring. But that's not the situation we're in. I mean, we're coaching those guys like they're going to line up and play every down for us early in the season. So I think it'll benefit them, but when reality strikes, I mean, we shouldn't even be talking about those guys until next March or so.
How did Casey and Lamar do today? Are they back full speed?
Casey Carrier went through individual stuff with the running backs. He's pretty close. DeMarcus Rogers is still behind. Lamar Thomas full speed. He's back full go. From an injury standpoint, we're really, DeMarcus is the guy right now that we're not sure, but he's working full speed ahead like he's trying to get back for the first game.
Thanks
Okay.
a lot, man. Appreciate it.